we've got our regular Saturday footage to go over. Hello, Joshua. We are still Sans Hot Tub. I was hoping I'd get one for Mike's Father's Day gift for the stream, but I'm with you, Jordan. Got me and Danny starting off. Danny and I haven't had a first round match in a while. Very fresh, very dry, not fun. I was extremely tired. We are, yeah. We're only no gi. We used to do gi and no gi, but attendance kind of dictated the popularity of one over the other. So we just decided to go with the way the market was moving. Although I do have a gi at the school, and I have an open invitation to anybody to train in the gi. Though no one's taken me up on it yet. Which sucks because my black belt is all fresh and clean, and I'd like to get it a little scarred up at some point. Yeah, we got a Ninja Turtle on the mat. That's his name is Mikey. He's Ben's friend who was visiting in town, so he joined us at the school. Caught his lickings with Coach Luke first, and then I get around with him after this. Meanwhile, we got Aries and David over there by the TV screen. Steven and Maximus. Jason and Mike joining the fray. Looks like I'm using my typical step around passing approach, trying to step a leg up the middle, close the distance. Danny's just keeping me off balance, making things very difficult. He was doing something subtle. I generally don't like seeing people do. Crossing their legs when in a seated guard position. It's easy for your legs to become pinned, and you can kind of get caught there a little bit. So I generally advise against that. God, my movement looks terrible. Steven making his way to north-south on Max. Mike looking for a dance partner. Yes, this is Saturday. Josh, are you gonna train next week? Am I spoiling it by telling everybody that you're coming to town? See how Danny gets me off balance here. Kind of leg riding, not too concerned, but he turns the corner. Hell yeah. Danny tries to start climbing for the back, but I maintain this outside leg position. That's kind of what keeps me safe, and not just safe, but allows me to then turn around and go on the attack. So here, trying to set up to a reverse ashi, going to a cross ashi, and I immediately grab the second leg. See, once I get my the primary leg situated between my legs, I immediately go on the hunt for the secondary leg there. Grab it, hold it so that Danny can't get out, and then now I can start to pull everything together like I want. Danny gives me an early tap before I could really set up anything. Yeah, Monday was a little light. We covered that stream on Wednesday. It was like 45 minutes worth of training. I think the last two rounds it was like me. It was just me and an opponent. There was maybe like one other group that like trained for half a round or something like that. But hey, I get it. People get tired. Not everybody's all fired up all the time. Where is Cole? Cole is just off camera right here. He's wearing a baseball hat, the universal sign for I'm not training, as Ronnie says. I feel like Thursdays were always a little light. Then again, I'm not always there, so maybe I don't really know. Let's see, what do we got Jason and Mike up to? Oh, also Danny Smashy. Danny's looking for his Darce threat to a wrist lock, which is... Danny's in his jerk era right now. doing that move on a lot of people. I refuse to let it happen to me. And for what it's worth, I believe Mikey said he was a white belt. I think he's been training for a few months. I think he started training this year. So he's in a world of pain right now training with Luke, but I think Luke's probably being pretty nice to him since he's a guest, nicer than any of us get. Ooh, speaking of jerk, what's Steven doing here? Steven's on a highball ride with Max. David and Aries. Missing everything without guy on the right here spotting stuff. As always, you guys call it out if you see it, if I miss it. So one more time. Mike, trying to see what, okay, looks like Jason just gets the makings of a sweep on Mike there. I think Mike's maybe feeling the cardio right now. This is Cole. See his little tootsies sticking right inside the camera view. Big Kimura trap from Luke, which is nice to see. Luke taught some stuff from the Kimura that day from close guard. So here we see him looking to get his bottom leg free. Once it is, look how quick he is to pop that around and hit that Kimura trap. He goes up over the shoulder instead, so rather than just getting to a regular back take, see he takes his right leg over the shoulder there, allowing him to work to some different stuff. I think looked like he hit an Americana here. Danny's still trying to smash me. Steven getting, what kind of sweep was this? So Steven working to an armbar as Max hits the stack. That was interesting roll, I guess, just as a result of Max really turning this into a front roll. Steven's able to come up on top, almost to a mounted triangle if he wanted it. Yeah, we're not going to see you get like strangled or anything in any like new exciting way, as usually happens. Do you have a good Father's Day, bud? Oh, Mikey going for a twister here on Luke. So it's funny. Luke's not in a terrible spot. It would take a little bit to really put him in danger here, but I think Mikey misses an opportunity with this arm position. Luke has his arm in his head like this right now, which, you know, any of you more seasoned guys know that this is the makings of Katagatame, or at least a variation of it. I think if Mikey took his left arm and instead tried to like gather everything up here, he could move to a seated Katagatame. I think Luke would have to continue turning in this direction for that to happen, but it's not that far away. But it's funny, Mikey strikes me as the kind of guy who probably knows how to do a twister. Looks like I hope this isn't insulting. Looks like a 10th planet kind of guy, you know? Meow Gatame. Oh, got it, because of the cat. So Mikey and I get a roll. Jason with Daniel-san. Ronnie and Luke, Steven and Mike. Danny going for an electric chair-ish. Yeah, gets it. Let's see this setup. Putting that lockdown to work. So got the underhook, the lockdown, and is really using it to get Jason off balance in this direction. Looks like Jason might be trying to like smother him or put on some nasty shoulder pressure. Makes you dangerous, bro. I like him too. Ask Austin. I hit him in one. Or I hit him with one the other day. He'll tell you I didn't let go when he said tap, but it's just because I didn't hear him. So Danny goes deep. He's got the... Let's see where he makes the switch to that leg. Right there, he scoops the leg. Connects the hand, so ditches the underhook once he feels confident with the depth of that initial grip. And then now, it's all about attacking the hip. There we go. Danny seems satisfied with himself. Oh, you must have just joined, Cole. This is you. These are your feet right here. They probably stink. We'll have to ask Andre. Luke taking top half guard. Good movement from Danny here. So Danny wins the underhook battle, and then this is really what wins this entire scramble for him. The straddling of Jason's leg and getting his own knees pointed to the ground. Whether or not Jason turned to him, Danny was probably going to win that exchange, I think. And even with Jason turning to him, going for this guillotine, the downside to that is he just, from the outset, he doesn't have the leg freedom to really make this guillotine work. So Danny's, at no point is Danny in any real danger. Lock the guillotine up on him, he's just going to skip to the side like he does. Control the hips, control the legs. And he's just going to settle into the position. Moving up to a 4-point stance here, and Mikey, I feel like he cradled me there or something. Like, took some advantage of it at some point. Maybe that was later in the round. Luke making his way to the back on Ronnie, who's notoriously difficult to strangle. Let's see how he goes about it. If he does it the super mean way that we all know he likes to do, or what. Of course, the music stops playing. Am I missing anything? Hold on. Let me get the music going. Look, I'm trying to dig in on something against Mikey here. Oh yeah, I was having a hell of a time sitting him down. That was getting really difficult. Stupid. Anyway, hold on. Technical difficulties. I've missed like a minute of the round. All right, we'll revisit the music in a second. Let me see. Okay, so Ronnie stayed totally safe, I think. No, but he did get her with the arm. Okay, so here, okay. So she starts to go over, and Luke makes the transition to the rear triangle position. Again, taking that leg over the shoulder like we saw him do against Mikey. And again, attacking the arm instead of the actual triangle, which is, that speaks to the power of that position. The amount of control you have and the overall vulnerability of your opponent there. Yeah, Ronnie's quick to tap when you attack her shoulder. FYI, if anybody wants an easy tap on Ronnie. Yeah, I could not sit him down, man. Well, you long, tall, lanky guys. Pain in my ass. Jesus, here we go. Okay. Stream without music is boring. Okay, how did Danny get to... Dude, I kept press and play, and it wouldn't do it, man. So Danny gets the side control, starts leg riding, gets to mount. I get a sweep on Mikey here at some point. So it is closed guard week, so I opt to try to hang out here for a little bit, at least put to work some of this stuff. He does a good job with the hand fight, not letting me get an easy arm across the side, no hip bump there. I hate hip bumps anyway. They're difficult. But we switch into the shoulder crunch, which I think I went over last Tuesday. So as soon as I get his hands to the mat, that's where I have something to work with. And this, yeah, I forgot, coming off the shoulder bump. He pushes me back down, but this is what you're looking for. This is a really vulnerable area for him. Anytime you guys are struggling with either 2-on-1s to get an arm across or, get an arm inside near the center line, if you're trying to do like top lock kind of stuff, always remember, like, just a good off balance to one side or the other. You're often going to get them basing out, hand to the mat for a split second. That's when you shoot in your underhook and go for a shoulder crunch. It's a remarkably easy entrance with a pretty high payoff. So here, I get on my right side, his left arm. So I pummel in my left leg to take him over in that direction. I really have to focus on like pulling his arm and separating it from his body on that turn. I can't decipher your second message there, Cole. Does that mean you're gonna mess everybody up tomorrow? And we don't have Thursday footage, silly. That's a rare occurrence. Be MF aware. Switching through a few different options on the leg configuration for this arm bar on Mikey before I finally settle into this like scissor position. Each one had their use. I didn't really put it to good use. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Let's see how we get there. So this is from open guard. Throw up the guillotine. And I throw this leg over really because I think it's because I'm looking for the guillotine finish. Or no, no. This is more of a Choi bar. If you guys are familiar, it's an armbar entry, named after I forgot the gentleman's name, but his last name's Choi. Go Google it. So now as I'm making my way all around, and Mikey's doing a good job keeping himself fairly safe. His arm is still isolated, but he's like here, he's peeling the legs open, which denies me control of his head and shoulders, which I need for an armbar. Here I switch into this briefly into this triangle on the shoulder. Again, this is like I'm not super well versed in this, but I think the intention of this is to weigh on them and get their shoulder down to the mat. I may be a little too late on this one though, since he's kind of stacking me up already. So now it's either switch this leg over back to this side and try to set up a triangle, or switch this leg over to this side and set up this scissored armbar position, which is what I opt for here. So I shift that leg over. Now I have a true cross-facing leg. I have the arm deep enough, and I have head and shoulder control again. Now it's just breaking the grip and get the strangle. So a few different leg configurations till I made it work for me. Meanwhile, we got Danny going in on a triangle on Jason here. Gets that angle. Jason in super deep. Crackhead control. One of these days I'm going to look that up, since that's actually a 10th Planet thing. I feel like it couldn't hurt to know what they're referring to. Especially if like one of our guys ever goes against a 10th Planet guy and they're like, crackhead control. It's like, okay, he's just putting an arm or a leg here. It's nothing new. Go Google Plata. You're a real wordsmith tonight, man. I'm interested to see Danny and Aries' round, because Aries was almost useless after this round with Danny. I rolled with him next, and I think we made it about halfway through before he was just dog tired. Amy taking Ronnie down with the front headlock, just kind of weighing heavy on her. Ronnie going with it. Oops, Steven putting Mikey back in that Kimura trap again. Nice. Cole, is your shoulder going to feel good when Josh is here? Oh, wait, Josh isn't... Wait. You're not coming next week, Josh. You're coming the week after. That's right. Yeah. It's all right. He's got his 6-month follow-up for his 6-month follow-up for the 6-month follow-up from the surgery coming up soon. So it's still pretty early. All right, Danny settling into 3/4 mounts. Steven. Mikey just getting his arms attacked relentlessly today. Let's look at this setup. So from the back. Yeah, looks like a good early tap. Love to see it. Ben looked like he's trying to smash Peters here. Peters regarding. What are you doing to ensure your shoulder health for that week, Cole? Steven looking for some sort of inversion there. And Mikey makes his way to mounts. Oh, wait. Ben's going with Luke, not Peters. Peters is going with Andre. Okay. You asking Josh or you asking me? So I think Josh's comment is pretty self-explanatory, as is mine. Let's see. Amy going in on a straight ankle leg attack here. Hands a little low. A little high on the leg. Looks like Ronnie's going to talk her through it. I got a mounted or a triangle on Jason from the mount. So for this one, I think you guys all kind of expect the same sort of technique here. Who's tugboat? You guys all sort of expect the same thing here. You get that arm isolated. You know I'm probably going to look for the back. So, Jason doesn't turn really hard to stop an Americana threat. He pulls the elbow back in, and I kind of use that as an opportunity to step over the leg instead. So, you can kind of spam that Americana threat, make them think you want to use that chair sit back take, and then pull this one out of left field, right? You've got an entrance into a mounted triangle that meshes really, really well with that tried and true back take method from mount. So from there, really, really focus on keeping his head off the mat so I can get my legs into the position I need to get them into. I don't like to just get up there and then fall into a triangle without my ankles crossed. At the very least, at best, I have a figure four already. So here I start setting it up. I opt for just having my ankles crossed, but I'm pulling my shin into a ready position for a figure four. And then now, as he goes to get up, I'm pretty happy with my leg position. It could still improve. I'd like to hide this shoulder if I can. But as he starts to stack me, it kind of gives me what I need to cut my angle, and I'm okay with that. I didn't quite get to a figure four I liked, so I cheated a little bit. Switched it into more of a TP choke, where I'm really compressing my knees, pulling his head in, and applying a lot of pressure to get the strangle that way. Not the cleanest. I'm sure Austin would not be proud of me, but I'll take it. The turtle rash guard is pretty legit. That was the first thing I complimented him on. This is Bin's buddy, Mikey, that Steven just hit with a straight arm. Udi Gatami. So Amy really wants to break Ronnie's leg. Glad to see Ronnie helping her get to it. He looks like a remarkably like a very similar version, like maybe a younger version of Tall Joe. And Cole and I were laughing about that. Yeah, that's I wasn't gonna say it. I'm tired of referring to my bum ass knee. I feel like a broken record, but that is Steven 100% why I did that. I'm not gonna try to force a triangle on this. Let me just take a page out of Steven's book. Interesting back take from Luke on Bin here. So doing things out of order. This is a good example of know the rules so you can break them when you need to break them. Here, Bin has his back off the mat. Luke has wedged in underneath his shoulders with that top side leg. So that's going to make it a little bit more difficult for Bin to hide the back, just by rolling and putting it flat on the mat. It's going to make it difficult for him when he decides he needs to do it. Luke's already kind of addressed it early on. he doesn't have a strong upper body grip yet. He's establishing it. He has no lower body grip, no legs in, nothing like that. So here he's digging on this Kimura, goes to step over and gets denied, but hits the chair sit anyway. And the reason that this works as well as it does is because Luke pays attention to one of the most, I think the most important detail, that knee position behind the shoulders. So now as he goes to sit and he gets the turn, Bin's thinking about blocking this leg. That's fine. It doesn't matter because now Luke has what he needs to get that bottom side leg in pretty easily. And then he can start going on the attack. Here he's using a short hook, on that near side leg to try to control. Bin scooted his hips out a little bit. I'd like to know what would have happened if that round went on for like another 30. But Luke had what he needed to retain that, even if he didn't have the initial ideal setup that we'd like to see. Poor Aries. He was huffing and puffing. But I was like, all right, he's game. We look more like we're dancing here than training. I was also very tired, so I can't just make fun of him. Let's see, Ben and Mikey getting one in. Steven on a nasty toe hold. On Mike, of all people. I like what you're doing there, Steven. You're coupling defense with offense. Because what Mike wants, as soon as Mike takes that scoop, what he's looking to do is he's going to uncross his legs and swing that left leg of his all the way around to try to come into like a backside position. You could see him right here. This is what he's thinking. This leg is about to take a big swing. And Steven says, nah, that's not going anywhere. I'm just going to try to toe hold it instead. Andre on a straight ankle here. There we go. I'd like to see that finished more from the side. Andre, if you're watching, rolling flat to your back like this, from here, there's no more extension for you, right? You can't extend your body any further. Your back could extend further. It could arch further, but the mat's in the way. So that's why rolling up to your side like you do here in a second, it does two things. One, it affords you more room to extend. Like, look how, you can get more of an extension out of that. But the other kind of sneaky thing it does that I really like is right here, right about here, all of your weight is compressing on the inside of Max's ankle. So it's really, really straining and isolating that ankle as you go to put that final finishing touch on the bend. I don't know if there's some sort of physiological explanation for that, but I know when I first kind of learned that detail, tucking your elbow back, finishing it on your side, they feel tremendously more tight than they do if you're just flat and trying to use your arms and your back. Jordan getting a sweep on Ronnie. Well, that's no easy feat, so it looks like he's going, I want to say Kimura. There we go. And it looks like he just catches Ronnie in a vulnerable moment there with her left knee in a little close, gets her bent over that leg, gets her hips back over it. Now he's just pressing, and he gets the sweep. It's funny. That's almost similar. I never thought about this, but it's almost similar to a shoulder crunch. Like right here, if I think with a good lock, if Ronnie hasn't deeply hidden the arm, if Jordan starts kind of pulling her in this way, extending his back and pulling the arm up the body, you're getting the same sort of extension that you get from a shoulder crunch. And then you can hit the roll if you can get that, hit the sweep, if you can prevent the leg from stopping you. I bet you do. Now, is that why you're standing here off camera, not doing anything, or just curious? We give Aries a reprieve. It's no fun when you can't catch your breath. Andre doing good. Looking to get Max's base a little unstable. Max looking for a quick throw by pass. But the problem with that, Max, is you're focusing at the ankles, not at the knees. So you throw that by, but this knee doesn't really go anywhere, and it just stays in. If you focus at the knees instead, whatever, you get the picture. If you focus at the knees instead, you can get the hips turned a bit more and sneak in behind that knee. That's what you're really looking for there. Ben and Mikey do. Oh, Ben with the 10 finger. I've been caught in that, Mikey, and it sucks. Ben pretty much picked me up by my neck with one of those. I think we saw that on stream maybe a month ago. Yeah, so you controlling down here at the end of the legs, like it's not that it's not useful. Just like it's not going to work for that sidestepping approach. If you want to do something with the ankles, a good option is to put them over the head and like kind of pin them to the mat over the head. Get them, that makes them often turtle up, like they roll to the side and turtle up. Dude, I think Cole left, man. Where'd he go? Yeah. There's Cole walking away out the door. Look at him go. He comes back, then he leaves again. This is good. Just smashing Ben against the wall, not let him get that octopus sit up. All right, Jordan going to try his luck. Try to strangle Ronnie. She's riding really low. Oh, ooh. Anything under the eyes is the neck. But Jordan didn't want to stick with that. Ooh, does he get her flattened out here? What, dude? Ronnie again with the defense. Andre with the standing guillotine. Oh, Max. Max, you need more space than that, bud. I'm going to make you do 1,000 technical get-ups for that. I mean, I see what you're doing. This isn't a bad idea. You just don't get the movement you needed for this to work. So Andre steps out before he can go, before he can get off balance. As you sit up, you're just leaning forward, putting your neck out there, giving Andre a very, very easy guillotine. Can't do that, bud. Why do we not have merch? We might soon. Might have a rash guard coming soon. Anything under the eyes. I mean, I didn't make that up, so I feel a little disingenuous taking that. I first heard that from like Nicky Rod. But that would be a cool rash guard. Or it could be. I wonder if you could make like a, what would be a good mascot for that is Beaker from I think it's from not Sesame Street, from the Muppets, the guy with like the eyes, but he's just like a cylinder and the little like meep meep mouth. I mean, yeah, if you didn't trademark it, I may as well. Yes, pinball. Yes, I don't care. I will watch you wreck some white belts. Please send us some stuff. I would love that so much, man. Yeah, dude. Like if we had Beaker And then everything under the eyes is the neck. I think he's the perfect mascot for that. If you don't know why, just go Google a picture and it'll all make sense. So let's see what Andre does differently on this get up. Okay, so yeah. Andre has a much better time with this stand up. He doesn't make as much space, just like Max. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Neither Max nor Andre make much space here on the get up, but Max got caught in a guillotine because Andre had all his faculties. He wasn't off balance. There was no hand fight or anything, so he could just throw on a guillotine. Here, Andre comes up with an ankle pick, a classic ankle pick, standard grip, all that stuff. So now Max has something to worry about as Andre stands. Andre didn't need to make as much space and didn't need to do a technical get up because he had the leg coming up with him. Goes in for a nice inside trip here. Nicely puts Max down. Like a good training partner. Yes, 100% beaker and pinball footage. All right, Andre and Luke. Now, using an image of Beaker, I'm pretty sure that is copywritten in some form or a registered image that would get us in trouble. But if I just make a one-off, who cares? Danny with a little guillotine Sumigashi there. So Max there's a cool little moment here that I don't know. It looked like Max had a light bulb moment to me. Let's see if I can point it out. Oh, Andre really wanted that knee bar. I don't know where he lost it, but by the time he sat, he didn't have any grip on the knee or the leg. Danny looking for the rear naked strangle with the arm trap. Let's see how he gets this here. All right, so Danny getting it with, what I kind of call the plan B approach as opposed to the plan A. He's using that top side underhook. Again, not a bad idea. Sometimes it's all you got to work with. The usual problem with it is your own arm gets stuck in here. It's not impossible to extract the arm. It's just like one little extra obstacle, but he gets it, has no problem extracting his arm, and then immediately starts setting on the strangle. Luke in the middle. Yeah, this is Luke right here, and then Andre trying to kill him. Luke looking for the that seated triangle escape. Looks like he gets it. Let's go back. I didn't see the whole setup. Nice. So there we go. Shoots up a triangle. Luke having a hard time slipping the head out, but he's only got... Andre only has crossed ankles. He doesn't have a figure four at this point. I have to internalize a lot of my laughter from the chat. So yeah, look how, Luke is pretty calm here. The most he has to worry about is making sure this arm doesn't get isolated, making sure his posture is retained. If Andre can break him down, he could start turning this crossed ankle trap triangle into a real triangle. And that's a lot harder to dig out of. So now he's taking his time getting, I think Luke likes to get his feet to the armpits with that usually. The other method is crossed ankles over the chest and then extend your legs and extend your back. to get out of that. But if you can't do that, a perfectly fine alternative, especially if you have long legs, is feet in the armpits or like at the biceps and stretching back that way. Usually see him on top pressuring. So before, I feel like we have a similar style. Yeah, so you're not wrong. I mean, Luke, I don't know where he's at right now in his own training focus, but he'll go on these like 6-month jaunts of just like singular positions that he dives into, and he may be doing that now. I actually haven't asked him about that. I think Andre's also competing this weekend, so he might be giving Andre some different looks here. But yeah, I mean, here's your on top pressuring from Luke. You're never that far away from it with him. I want to go back just to the beginning of this round with Max. Okay, maybe it comes a little later. We'll get back to the footage in a second. I just want to make sure I don't miss this, because he did something really good that made me happy. All right, it should be about there. So we were at about 3:30. But yeah, Luke's, I mean, you may have heard us say it before, Pinball. Luke's game is very foundationally rooted in half guard. Just as a consequence, probably of training under Tom DeBlas, but it also just works really well for him. And in the various forms we've seen Luke, at heavier weights and at his current weight. I mean, you're going to see a lot of his passing, just like we just saw a second ago, from there. Every conceivable attack he's going to use from there. He also, we were talking about this after class, like this is Luke's preferred passing position. He doesn't do a lot of like the standing stuff, like the throw by Toriando style that I really try to utilize. Body locks work really well for him, but we were saying like, this was in the context of a different discussion, but like this sort of approach that he takes, like a kneeling versus seated opponent, it kind of gives him it takes away vulnerabilities. Like he gives up some maneuverability, but he has a very stable base. And if you push back on him, he can typically just sit butt to heels and be pretty stable. If you pull him, you're not just like you don't have easy access to the legs like you do if you pull a standing opponent over you. It's kind of a nice middle ground for him that he feels really comfortable and effective at. It's like if he was standing, you could very easily pull into his legs, or more easily pull into his legs. Finally makes his way around Andre and is opting to work to, looks like a north-south, just to get away from Andre's legs, I think. All right, so Max, this is going to be, you guys are going to think I'm stupid for like harping on this or being as impressed as I am, but I think Max had a little breakthrough with his footwork in this round where he's focusing now, I think, on trying to step up the middle and close some distance. And this is the beginnings of like effective guard passing, I think. So that little stutter step he does right there, that right leg, he is baiting me into, he sees that I'm blocking his shin with my right foot. Like I'm just kind of stepping on it so he can't step his leg in. So he comes around like he's going to step to my right and then quickly shoots the leg into between my legs and closes distance. And it's little tiny feints like that. Right now he's looking to knee staple down. He's looking to close distance. It was the most minor move Um, but it was very deliberate and effective. Like he got it under my leg. He got through my initial obstacle. It was just really really cool to see that. I think Baker. I remember when you started really putting some footwork stuff into use, and like it opened up your guard passing game, like blew the door open on your guard passing, as I recall. Now doesn't mean I'm not gonna get him into a cross ashigarami a few seconds later, sweep him and guillotine him. But it's still really cool to see, and I love when that stuff happens. So good job, Max. And we'll probably see him start doing it again there, right? Just right there, a little step. Sees the opportunity, I tripod sweep him. Oh, it's funny. There was a moment. I want to say, where was it? I think it was during this, like during his everything I just gave him credit for. He called me a midget, and like he said something like okay midget or whatever, and you could tell like all of a sudden I'm like, all right, now I'm just gonna destroy you for the rest of the round. So let me just put you down, sub you, put you down again, sub you, get around your guard, sub you, call him a ginger a few times, trade trade low hanging fruit insults. Decided to go north south choke on him because why not? Why not? Your passing is absolutely improved. Shut up. I forgot. No, I haven't. But Josh is coming back into town, and he's going to be the perfect person to yell it at. What, dude? What you know about that Jenny Craig life? Yeah, you can blame it on pinball. I would have forgotten. Mike and I getting our roll in. There are flashes of an instance there where I would look for ankle control in passing. Um, I've done this to Mike before, like getting the ankles pinned over his head. Looking for it here, but I just couldn't get an effective enough grip on the ankle. So here, just doing my typical stepping up the middle, trying to push the knees, trying to make connection, trying to sit around the corner there, and he hits me with a really really good sweep. Just catches me with no base, with my hips low, and he's got his butterfly hook in here, so pretty easy for him to step over. Yeah, does he? How did I not get smashed after that? I missed that. We just get a little scrambly there. So tie up a cradle, and I just gotta get my legs free from him, and I can start to get up again. All right, Max taking his turn with Luke. So Mike really, really looking to get that leg. This was a big part of his offense and has been. I typically just shut it down with not. I don't want to say I always shut it down, but shoving that foot under his knee and really trying to keep tension on his leg so that he can't. It actually prevents him from taking his leg in this direction and getting it back. Then with control over the head, I can kind of stalemate us there. He's putting some real pressure on my knee, but as long as I stayed balanced, I was not in any significant danger. Once he gets me off balance, I really got to worry. Oh, Max. Another Katagatame. So Luke with the big step over settles in and doesn't even, just so disrespectful, doesn't even try to get that leg out. Max looks like he's flopping because he's unconscious already. But he's not. He's not, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, this is taking a little longer than I would have expected. He put on a good fight there. Andre looking, yeah, I guess he gets the straight ankle there. Big legs for. Thank you. Thank you to half of that. Cole's not gonna let me hear the end of that one. Or Joshua Jenny Craig. What was this? Oh yeah, this little scramble with Mike. Trying to get to a leg drag position. Mike's really making this difficult. As I start to settle into it, I get my body lock grip. And I can't remember why I couldn't quite turn the corner here. What is Mike doing? Oh, okay. He must have a decent enough bite that slowed me down. But now, with this body lock grip, this allows me to really control Mike's hips well enough that he can't scramble and turn towards me, or I can at least try to slow him down. I don't think I get exactly what I want here. But if I had a grip more up the back rather than down by the hips, I think right about here Mike would have been able to turn into me and put me down. So it didn't come out exactly as I wanted, but it saved me some trouble until like 5 seconds later, of course. What are Danny and Mikey up to? Oh, they're just moving. That knee brace definitely makes my leg look extra beefy too, so maybe it's just that. What's up with Aries and Andre? Oh, Andre with the Darce. Okay, cool. Just looking for the setup from Turtle here. Nice. Very nice. Is he getting... There it is. Okay. Nice. Don't worry. We only body shame people that we have to see and touch and get beaten up by. It's... I can only call Cole fat if he has like some path for recourse, So Mike is trying to do he's trying to pull a triangle entrance on me that he hasn't done in a while, but I'll never forget him doing it to me because it's annoying, and I had to figure out how to address it. But you could see him kind of like stepping. He's trying to step this leg into this hole and gather the arm up. I shut it down there. I think he starts looking for it again, maybe once. Like he gives it right there. He gives it another look. But if I can get my arm to the outside, it's giving him pause, making him sprawl back, so I don't come up on a cutback single or something. So move up to 4 points. He almost gets me in an anaconda there. And then I roll at the right time just to poke my knee in and get somewhat safer. I mean, It's all on a relative scale, right? I love that picture of you, Joe, that your wife showed us from like I don't know how many years ago it was, but you were very much not in the bakery shape. One last ditch effort to try to get Mike's leg, trying to reap here, really trying to keep his knee pointed in, but I couldn't get anything. Elon shape, yeah, very much. All right, Luke and Mike. Poor Mike. Danny trying to set up a quick Darce. Good scramble from Andre. This is really I like Andre not settling for working from the bottom here. Just look what you can do, even from north south with a good underhook and a good bridge. Me and Stevie Weeby. Oh damn, damn! Andre wants that leg. Steven beats me to the guard pull, which I was very upset about. Um, just a small thing to point out. I This grip that I'm addressing on that Steven takes on my ankle, I see a lot of people just accepting this. It's the easiest grip to clear. Like there is almost basically no grip. He's just setting up like a barrier to the outside of your ankle, and if he gets, if he has enough inside position around, your other ankle and your hip, he's got the makings of a tripod sweep or a variation of one. Um, Clear the damn grip. Like, don't just allow people to get grips on you. You reach down, you pull it up. It's extremely simple to clear that. Right there, I clear one again. I was really happy with how I passed his guard here, and then he sweeps me immediately after. Danny on the shoulder crunch, and Andre with fantastic hip movement getting around here. But Danny locks in the half guard to stay safe. Oh, this is some bullshit, Steven. That was a deep one, man. I wasn't happy about that. I really had to fight to get that 5-finger guillotine off of me. So yeah, I shoot in like a real, I don't know. I felt like it was a half-assed Darce attempt, but it was enough to get you like you kick your legs out. And I'm like, all right, sweet. And then you go buggy choke. I'm like, nah, we're not doing that. So as I'm driving into you, you switch into a guillotine. Yeah, he's looking for the buggy choke. And I wouldn't put it past him to get that on me, actually. I'm probably pretty buggy chokeable. Um, doesn't quite have. I mean, I'm no expert on this move because I hate it. But the hook on the leg, a little shallow. Um, you are turning towards me, which is essential. I'm just whenever I feel this threat, I immediately back my elbow. Like I just go wide elbows and then a cross face, and I get my neck up and get my posture back. Now, I like what Steven's doing here. Makes it, if he can get to it, it makes it so much worse. Like it's almost comparable to being in a belly down rear naked choke when someone can elbow, like get on their elbow or all the way extended to their hand, and then keep turning you down, it cranks your neck so bad, and like just sinks the choke in. So that's why I start to like power into him here to try to shut it down. And then now he switches to guillotine mode, and even though I'm kind of cross-eyed, he had like a really deep grip on the chin, and is able to get me off balance. And now I know I'm in trouble with that chin grip. So it was a good battery of threats that he threw at me there. Andre making do in top half guard. Looks like he's getting stuck in this lockdown. Got to get the knee free. Does it as I say that. I'm so excited to see Andre compete. Oh, this is weird. Yeah. Yeah. Danny had Andre in an armbar threat, and Danny got stacked, I think, a little too much on his neck. Hurt his head and neck there, so took a tap. Steven was getting all sorts of inverted that day. Max on the single leg on Ben. Ben not allowing it. Now Ben with the body fold. Up to the back. Max drops forward. Definitely had a hard time breaking down this turtle position. I was really focused on my upper body grip. And I think Steven was anticipating the knee entrance on this side. So once I saw the opportunity to take a big step over and lead with the foot, which I don't normally do, I just took that instead. Now he's looking to hide the back, capture the leg. And then I think he got real cocky here. I felt like you were letting me do this, Steven, just because you know you could escape it, and it made me angry. You're like, go ahead, go to S-mount. It never works on me. And even though you're not wrong, I'm still upset about it. Were we getting out of line, Cole? Another great underhook and bridge escape here. This time from Mount. We saw Andre hit one on Danny. Danny hits it on me, Steven hits it on me, goes out the back. Gathers up the legs. I mean, you're kind of not wrong. Like your escapes piss me off, man. I think what makes your escapes really effective is like you don't hit repeated explosive moves. You just time one really well, and it seems to work very well for you. I was bummed I didn't get this leg entrance on you. So looking for you set up that leg up the middle. I don't go false reap. I just try to go true reap. Put you down, but then you slip the knee pretty easily. And now we're just flailing around like idiots with seconds left. So this round sucks. It's fun when two black belts aren't coaching Andre. Then when they start coaching Andre, I hate it so much. Here we go. Aries coming out of retirement. Lazy ankle pick attempt for me there. Just doing what I can to disrupt his base. Keep him from being able to set up good grips and a good foundation for a pass. Aries looking like he's trying to bug the feet. Maybe give Max something to think about. Yeah, great. I think this is where Luke and Mike start coaching. So let's see. Cool. So this is where you see a Sotogari's going poorly for the initiator. So Aries is setting up some footwork here. Some little feints. Looks like he's stepping in for, Uchimata or something like that. Max goes for the outside trip, but here's the problem. What he's missing in this setup, this guy is a white belt who's been training maybe 4 or 5 months, something like that. Very athletic, young, absolute beast. He really is making my life miserable, especially when these two are holding the controller and mashing the buttons. This is Sotogari setup that Max is trying to hit. What he's missing is an off balance in this direction. Right now, Aries' head is completely in line, like with his hips and his feet. He's not off balance at all. So this is a 50-50 position. Not really 50-50 because Aries has a judo background. So Max isn't really in the winning side of this exchange for that reason. But you can see now Aries also has an outside trip, and he takes Max backwards and is able to put him down. So like the Sotogari requires some real setup and off balancing to make it work well. Straight up, man. It's funny. I was talking with Danny after class, just about like how like a lot of us who've been training together for a long time now, or how our skills start to converge, and it's like, when I used to be able to like call my submission on Cole, there's no way in hell I can do that anymore. But it's like, yeah, there are differences in experience levels, but that's where strength and athleticism starts to come into play. And like, I am fine with going against Andre here, and if I don't get a single tap on him and I just don't let him get anything on me, then I've put like the self-defense aspect of this sport to use. It's like Andre is going to be difficult to sweep. He's going to be difficult to sub. I am resigned to my age and the size difference here. If I can dig myself out of this, then I feel good about my jiu-jitsu. I don't always have to be the one on the offensive end. So this is pretty deep. I was very concerned about this. He's got hooks in. He's not under my neck, but he is over my chin, and the point of his elbow is at the point of my chin. So this is mandible strangle territory. Totally valid. Really shitty. Look at his hand position. They're completely hidden. But look at my position. The grips that I'm using opposite arms against his. So my right arm is targeting his left hand. My left arm or left hand is targeting his left hand. I'm going for knuckle lines on this so that I could peel everything open. It's not enough to just grab forearms and pull down. That'll never work, especially when it's this deep. Don't let it get this deep. This is really bad. But I end up getting the right arm, I get his left hand, and I thought I was able to peel that one free first. can't remember. Maybe I didn't get that, but I had enough of a pull on this hand that I could give myself something to turn into. You can see he loses the point of my chin, and he knows now the strangle's out, so he goes for the switch. Rightfully so. It was a smart move. No sense in burning your arms out. Well, what, Cole? It's a fight to see who turns first. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's where I stand with the new generation that comes in and is like wipes the floor with me. And it's like, all right, man, I didn't tap. I'm fine. Whatever. I don't care. One thing that Andre is doing so well, so remarkably well, these back takes to immediate strangle threats. Like, I think this would make Luke proud. That's Luke doesn't like to wait around. He doesn't like to play around with the hand fight. He likes to immediately set in the strangle and get you worried. And Andre caught me outright with a very deep rear naked strangle, I think on the last stream. And since that roll with him, that's what I now know that that's what I got to look for. Like when he's doing that chair sit back take, it's not so much worrying about my hip position and which way I'm going to turn. It's making sure I'm immediately ready for that hand coming in, because chances are he's going to move me and I'm going to lose that exchange. I've got to be ready to block that strangle and then redirect the arm over my head or whatever I need to do. Aries trying to come up with a single. Max trying to sprawl out of it. Aries finishes it running the pipe, but stays on the bottom position. Again, right there, good back take and starts turning, and it's immediate strangle threat. This is good, though. As soon as Andre feels like he's losing the position, I like that he's wasting no time maintaining mount. Since he's really effective at back taking, it's like he doesn't really lose much there. Max trying to close out the round with an armbar, but Aries stays safe. All right, on to our last round. Steven and Luke. Steven, what I hate about that is it's outside Ashi. I wish you would have spun all the way to cross. Ooh, dog. All right, I'll shut up. I will shut my mouth. So Luke, it looked like Luke was relying on that second leg interference, but he missed it, or it slipped off, and you got it exposed just enough. This looks like more of a knee bar though. What's up, Mango? How you doing, brother? Steven, if you're still in the chat, tell me if there's something I'm missing here. I think you have a knee bar with a heel hook grip, kind of like Husmar Palhares sort of style. Sorry, one more time, because screw Luke. That's why. Actually, I'm really surprised this worked. That you were able to keep the leg exposed. Oh, okay. That helps. That makes a big difference. He did. Yeah, you guys both just sat out the previous round, so I mean, do good. You do really good keeping him off balance there and then sitting him back to his butt. He turns with the heel exposure, so the heel hook isn't the danger, but that is an extended knee. On the 20th. Man, I hope your limb doesn't rot off before then, man. That's a bummer. But I'm glad that you're getting it taken care of and not just putting like KT tape over it and going to class, as I've seen people do. Yeah, get that shit taken care of. Luke getting nimble. Steven on the counter. A little tug of war over the leg here. Yeah, yeah. Steven is game for the counter. That's a cool exchange. Luke basically rolling into a 50-50. And then, yeah. Once he's yelling at Judas student, that'd be better way too much. A Sukomi Jime. I gotta look that one up. A thrusting choke. Is that how does strangling in judo work? I guess, well, yeah, I guess it's all like the all the collar chokes and stuff. Are those like does it have to like do they have to go out within that like 30 seconds when they're on the ground? Are there like rules around that? Because I don't think I've only seen arm bars and subs like that. I don't think I've seen someone strangled out. Hmm. I mean, I guess like are all things like Ezekiel chokes and bow and arrows. Submission is Ippon. Unconscious is Ippon. Okay. That's yeah, I guess that makes sense. But it would have to happen in like that because like they give them a time period right before they like stand them up or disengage them and make them start over. I think. Please correct me, but like it would have to happen in that time. Is that the idea? Yeah, dude. If Steven subbed Luke 2 times in a match, um, I would just be proud of him. I don't think I'd be much more than that. I'd give him a stripe on his rash guard. And now Luke's out for blood. Going for an Americana for Mount. Flavio Canto, okay. He has his own choke, right? The Canto choke or something. I of course don't know that. I'm sure it's just like a variation of something, but I feel like I've heard that before. I haven't had a gi on in so long. Yeah, yeah, show them what you're made of, Steven. I mean, but this is kind of an example of what I said before. Like your movements are well timed, explosive movements that get him off balance. Like every time he's isolated an arm, you've made him base out so he loses the grip. Right? There's no all of a sudden there's no Americana grip anymore. It's not you are leaving yourself vulnerable to other things, especially if you're uh, extending up there at the shoulder. But yeah, and then Luke always has that in his back pocket. I mean, I think he smothers probably better than anybody at the school. I feel like he just wants to Americana you to embarrass you here. Just because like nobody really gets caught in Americana as much anymore. He just wants to like make it a point. When you mount, do you like to squeeze with the knees or even use wide for base? I don't pick one over the other. I will squeeze with my knees when people if I think I can maintain maintain the mount against a kipping escape. Otherwise, like your adductors, your hip adductors, they're small muscles. They'll burn out real fast. So I'm not gonna expend any energy doing that if I don't have a purpose on it. Yeah, right there. Like that's the same escape you hit me with, Steven. So just more like well timed, big motion and followed by big movement. That was great. Um, and then having your knees wide for a base, the downside to that is you're giving up easy access for an elbow escape. So you kind of like I can't tell you to do one over the other. If you're gonna have your knees wide, you better be keeping a check on that elbow position. If you're gonna have your knees tight, try not to burn yourself out too much, and make advancements while you're maintaining that position. I hope that makes sense. There's usually never like one right answer for all those positions. Thank you, Steven. Good stuff from you. I'm glad to see you tap Luke. That always makes me happy. When Luke taps. Really, concepts are the one answer. Yeah, of course. Like it's everything is a tool, and you need the right tool for the right job. There's you can do one thing in many different situations, but it doesn't make it the best thing. And then the situation changes, and you got to adapt. But yeah, if you think about it, I think if you think about it from just a conceptual level, and you know why you use it, not just how you use it, that's where you can quickly shift as you need to, and have the right answer without having to think about it too long. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Happy Father's Day to all of you. If you joined, I really, really appreciate it. Follow us if you're lurking in the chat and you like what you're seeing. Subscribe if you can. It always helps us out a lot. We really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Baker. Appreciate you, brother. Happy Father's Day. What else? The time is nigh. On Saturday, we got a few of our guys out in Hickory competing. So we hope to see you guys out there supporting. If you're not competing, we always love having the students come out and support. Otherwise, just make sure you're there this week at class. Make sure you're helping them out, giving them the roles they need. Don't hurt them. Don't injure them ahead of time. And yeah, be supportive like we all always are at the school. Yeah, follow here, subscribe at YouTube, or you guys can rewatch this if you'd like. And I think we'll be back to our regular programming on Monday. We should have Guy on the right back, I think. And yeah, in any case, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for hanging out with me on Sunday. Go trim your nails and do your laundry, and don't be stinky. What is that? I only have to flip this. Sure. Take it easy, Pinball. Go trim your nails, do your laundry, don't be stinky. I'll see you guys on the next stream. Later.